All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. The Google Pixel 9 Pro XL has proven to a lot of people that it's a fan favorite. I think it's safe to say that while I prefer the smaller variant, which I do use daily, this 9 Pro XL has to get some respect, and I'm not going to slack on it at all. It's actually an amazing phone. And now with the help of Android 15, it's gotten a lot better. So, and it was already good. That's the crazy part. It was already really good. So Google has decided to go in a different direction when it comes to the design. They went more, some people are saying that pretty much just made it look like this just because it's the same on the side. That's kind of strange, but it is what it is. But I think this is an eclectic design. And I think that I've been using this now for two months straight, actually. And I rotate my SIM card between this one and the Pro variant. I rotate them between these two. And currently I moved the SIM card back over to the Pro. But this is something to be desired by a lot of people, I think, when it comes to what you actually want or need in a smartphone. So some people desire the big design, the big screen. And I think that's been a thing for people for quite some time. The screen, having a large display at your disposal is absolutely great. There's a huge advantage to having a larger display. And this design element right here is nothing short of great. It is a wonderful display. It's a big display too, and it really produces colors. When you're watching content, it actually produces colors really nicely. I mean, when I'm watching YouTube videos or a movie or something, real briefly, movies, I don't do a lot of movies on my phone, but I do a lot of YouTube on my devices. And it's just quick. It's easy. Obviously, it's the quick access to watch what you like. Car content for me is the main thing that I look at on YouTube when I'm looking at displays like this. I don't watch a lot of cell phone content. People might think that I watch a lot of cell phone videos. I really don't. I'm very selective about who I'm watching when I'm watching something for entertainment when it comes to a cell phone. And I'm searching out people who I search out. I said this before, but sidetrack real quick. I said this before. I search out people who are not technically YouTube influencers for phones. Like on launch day, when I see a phone launches, I search for people who are not, their channel isn't about phones. I think I get the most honest reactions there. Not to say that, other people who do focus on phones are not honest, but I just want the regular consumer who's buying these very expensive phones, I want their approach. And that helps me with my content as well. But nonetheless, having this big display, tons of people go for the bigger phones now. I remember when people didn't go for the bigger displays and they just didn't like them. They thought they were ridiculous. I remember Samsung first brought out the Note. Everybody said it looked ridiculous holding it to your face. Now look at everyone. This is a switch, right? Isn't this crazy? Everybody laughed at everybody who had the Note. And then all of a sudden it hit carriers and people could actually get one. And that is when things changed. And that's when Samsung took over for the slab style. Remember phablet? Remember that terminology? Phablet? That's when they took over. I'm going to load up a video right now, and I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as the way I like the quality, the way it looks on the phone. Now, here's a video that I shot using the new Action 5 Pro. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. I know on this channel, you guys aren't really into some of the cameras that I'm using, but this little camera right here is absolutely great. I got the new Joby attachment as well. I didn't bother doing a video on that, but I also picked up the 13 Black as well. But I have a lot of cameras like that, and they're great for my car content. But this, and if you're not following my car channel and you like cars, sometimes I post over here, but all the content is done over there on the cars. I don't post as much content. Obviously, I have a separate car channel, but this video was shot with the Action 5 Pro. The brand new Action 5 Pro is amazing. It has a 1/1/3 sensor, and it's actually getting pretty dark outside. And the phone, when I'm stepping away from the quality of the camera, just looking at this footage, this is true to life. Like the screen is producing a much better looking picture. And that is the panel, whatever panel they're using. I'm sure you guys in the comments will be able to tell me. But I could load up this same video on a different phone and it's going to look different. Here, I'll show you. I got to show you. All right, so I have the Pixel 9 Pro XL on top, and this is the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and this is the Galaxy S24 Ultra. They all look different. They all look different, but I know it's tough to see over video, folks. I know it is. Let me take a look up here. Yeah, I know it's tough to see over video, but these all are showing a different type of quality, which is crazy. It's the panels. The Samsung panel almost looks fuzzy. That's so weird to say, but it almost looks fuzzy. They all look good, but when you put them next to each other, it just looks like the Pixel does better. This is the S24 Ultra. Here's the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And I'll move these out of the way now, because this is about the Pixel. And then here's the Pixel. I mean, this is just a beautiful photo, folks, or just, excuse me, the picture. The panel just really produces it well. So this is an advantage of having, you know, a large display. Also, you get this beautiful canvas to work with. And it's a great thing. So another thing with coming with this big panel, you get more area to create, or more area, like your text messages and everything. It just looks, it's way more simple to do, period. That's just the way it is. So on the same phone, on my 9 over here, you can see here, there's less canvas, there's less real estate to work with. Just less real estate. That's just what it is. But I don't think I'm a one-hand type guy, and I could use this phone in one hand, but it is a little, you got to do the gymnastics. But yeah, having the real estate, I've learned that a lot of women and men really enjoy the bigger version, not only for the display, not only for the screen or whatever, they enjoy it for the battery life. Now, recently, I put Android 15 on this one, and I don't have Android 15 on my 9. I've been testing the battery life on the 9 Pro. This is my 9 Pro, and this is my 9 Pro XL. I've been testing the battery life on which one is going to really do well. And I've learned, and it's really want me to update my phone. I've learned that Android 15 takes the 9 Pro XL to another level. Now, some of you guys, remember my other video where I was talking about I had the problems with the screen or whatever? Some of you guys had other problems, and I asked you, what other problems are you having? Hopefully those are resolved. I've already done a video on, how to resolve that. I took you guys' advice, appreciate it. It worked. I have no problems now doing wallpapers. Everything's been the same ever since. Everything works perfectly fine. So the battery life on here, man, the Android 15 actually did justice. It actually optimized the phone better, so there's not a lot of background resources taking up a lot of the juice from the phone. And this phone can officially go a minimum, a solid day and 3/4, almost 2 days. Almost. It depends on what you're doing, but that's pretty much matching my 9 Pro, because remember I did a video on the 9 Pro saying, hey, the 9 Pro is much better battery life than the 9 Pro XL for some reason. And I wasn't the only one. The 9 Pro has killer battery. And I can imagine what the 9 Pro is going to be like once I put it on Android 15. I'm telling you that it is that good. And this phone now, this is the way it should have been when I first took it out the box. I was barely making it through a day or so. I was getting through it. It just wasn't to my standards for such an expensive phone and for such a big battery. It just wasn't there for some reason. So now that it's on Android 15, whoa, yeah, wow factor, it's getting it in. Battery life always lasts me for at least a day and a half minimum. And at that point, I should have about 25% battery left. That's a lot. And some people have asked, well, what are you doing? Like, come on, son. Look, I'm doing nothing. I have all these apps on here. And here's one difference between me and not just me, several of us out there who have these cellular phones. Some of us just don't put stuff on the phone just to have it on there. if something's on this phone, that means I'm using it. I don't just have it here just to have it. Like I take off stuff that's just not being used. Like I don't need to use it. So it's not going to be there. My apps, I try to keep them under 125 at all costs, because the phone's going to come with probably 90 to 100 apps already on here. It's a lot of stuff on the system. You go to the system file, it's a lot of stuff that's already on here that you don't. I don't know how many apps I have on here. Let me see. There's got to be a way that I could count or whatever. I got 174 apps. Now, a lot of those apps are not even, they're just stuff like AI core, AI wallpaper, all those different things, adaptive connects. That's a lot of it's a lot of system apps on here. I don't have that many apps on here. I really don't. It's a lot of Google services on here that takes up a lot of applications. Out of those 174, I mean, probably 30 to maybe 30 of them are mine. Maybe. I don't have that many apps on here. I don't need to have that many apps on here because it just pulls resources, and it's just stuff that, you just don't need. If you put a game on your device, put 1 or 2 games on there that you're really enjoying, and that's it. Use them. I don't have any games hardly on here. I have some on here that I have for testing or whatever, but I predominantly don't play games on my phone. But speaking of performance, this phone can, in fact, do well with gaming, man. Do I have any games on here? I got Striker Force on here. I don't think I've ever fired this up, but maybe once, I think, for testing or whatever. Striker Zone is one of my favorite games to play. You've heard me say I used to do this in real life. It's not something that it's role play. A lot of people are role playing this because they didn't have to do it, but unfortunately, I did have to do it at one point in my life, and it's not something that I won't even get into it, but nonetheless, let's go battle. This game is a game. It brings back memories. Some of my buddies, we was out there getting in, putting in work, and this is a nice game to play. It's a nice game to play. That's about all I can say. Free. Oh, somebody behind me. What the frick? Bro. What the heck is going on? Dude right here. Oh, dude was hitting me up, man. I ain't even see him. How you gonna come at me like that already? It's never been like this for me, ever. Like nobody's ever been behind me to the point where they just hitting me like this. Like, wow, I can't even walk. Like, where's dude at? They're not even showing me. This is nuts. This is okay. Now, I gotta admit, I play this game a lot, and I've never been in a situation where I'm getting tapped like this. Look at this. I can't even turn around. What the heck, man? That's weird that they're allowing me to die like that. I'm not even able to get any. I can't even walk. They dropped me in the dead zone, B. That's crazy. Anyway, this game is fun, and I like playing it. I'm surprised that I can't even get a shot off. They dropped me out here in a zone where it's like mad crazy. Like, it's a lot of cats out here, I guess. They on a creep right here. I can get my back against the wall, son. They coming to get you, man. Jay, man. Dang. Let me see if I can bust a few of these dudes for you real quick. All right, where you at, man? All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, back against the wall. That's where you got to be in life. Put your back against the wall, these cats. That's what they're doing. They're kind of, they're playing that long game with their back against the wall. Reload the clip. All right, let's get over and get this money. They put me in a zone. Oh, here goes somebody behind me probably. Where he at? He up top? Where he at? He picking me off from a distance. Anyway, I won't bore you with me getting shot for some reason like multiple times before I can get a step in. But that game is a kind of a graphic intense game. Sorry if I drug that out a little bit, but it's a little strange they dropped me in the zone like that though. Yeah, this performance of this phone is nice. Now the heat of the phone obviously going to pick up with the when you're using the processor. It's not very warm right now. I only played for a few minutes. It's not very warm at all. But phones, people ask, does it heat up? Does it heat up? Does it heat up? All phones heat up when you're working the processor. That's just a thing. That's the thing. That's just how it has to be. You can't have a phone that just completely stays. It's going to need fans. And there are phones out there like that, but those are called gaming phones. This isn't so much a gaming phone, and Google doesn't offer it in that manner. This is just a phone that can perform in that light, and it does well when it can. Now, I'm not a heavy gamer. Some of you guys are, but that's just what it is. I've had people talk about the Tensor chip saying it's a fail and all this other stuff. I don't think the Tensor chip's a fail. I've said it in other videos. It's just that when you put the Tensor chip next to other chips, it just doesn't seem as speedy in it. But it's very fluid. It's a fast chip. And this is the best Pixel, folks. As it should be. I mean, I've said that in other videos. This better be the best Pixel. It would be sad if they took a step backwards and made a trash phone after all these years of making some decent phones. Their latest product is a fail. That would be bad. So this better be a good phone. It better be a good phone. It better be a phone that slays in every area. So let's check some areas. Let's check some boxes here. Design. Does it slay? Does it hit? Yes. And it comes in different colors. This is the porcelain. I've got the obsidian black color for my small one. I just got the obsidian joint to match some other my iPhone too. I recently picked up the white iPhone. I picked up I have the big iPhone Pro Max. I'll be following up on a video for that for you guys. And then I'm carrying I bought another one of these too. I couldn't do the white, so I swapped it out for the I bought another 512 like this to use for my iPhone. And I'll be following up on this iPhone too at some point. You stay locked on that because that's an impressive phone to say the least. But you know, Google design, it slays, man. It's a hit. This is a beautiful looking Pixel, and I don't think you could go wrong with going with this model right here. And if you go with the 9s, you get the brushed aluminum sides, which is even better. Really wish they would have done brushed aluminum sides on these phones, but I guess they feel like this is more premium. But does it hit in the design area? Yes. How is it for features and options? This is a Pixel, so a lot of their stuff is AI now. So the functionality of this phone operates a lot with voice. I've got a lot of stuff that I do with voice with this, and I'm actually enjoying Gemini. I can't say that I'm not. When I need it, it's there. And, you know, it's respectable. Sometimes I get I can't do that yet or whatever it is it says. And it's just what it is. But I'm very basic with AI right now. I tell it to set me some alarms, reminders. I tell it to do countdowns for me. Like if I take one of my Teslas to go charge, I'll get out the car and I'll go grocery shop while it's charging, and I'll tell it to set me a reminder for something, set an alarm or something for, you know, whatever the Tesla says. If Tesla says you got 20 minutes, then you'll be at 80% or 100, whatever, I'll tell it to set me an alarm for 15. And then I have to walk to the grocery store. It's not far, but it's across the parking lot. And so that'll take me 2 minutes to get over there. So that means I got to be in and out of the grocery store and back to the car within 15 minutes if the car is going to stop at 20. And so I use AI for that matter. That's about as much AI as I'm doing. And I've also used it to write some reports for me on my website, stuff like that. Just different things, very, very basic. I'm not telling it to do a lot of fancy stuff. You know, I'm not there yet. So yeah, does it features and options? Is it hidden right? Yes. Is the screen hidden right? Of course. Now, cameras. I have used, let me go here. I have used these cameras to record lots of things. I'm trying to find something. So this is a photo I took of my new laptop. If you haven't seen my new laptop, well, I got a couple of them, but I got some heat coming. But you know, I don't know why I get all these laptops. I don't know why. I like to. For one, I pass them on when someone needs a laptop, but I want to experience a lot of stuff. If you're a tech person and you can do it, I say do it. Go get it, man. But this laptop is a hit. I'm trying to get me a controller so I can do some gaming with the controls, because I don't like using the touchpad and the arrows. I don't like using that to play games. So I'm trying to find the right controller for it. Nonetheless, this photo is beautiful. This was a thumbnail, I believe. I told you I always use pixels for thumbnails, and I probably will always do that for a certain look that I'm trying to get. These cameras are phenomenal, folks. They're just good. Google has proven to themselves, Gemini, stop. Google has proven that, to me, they're worthy of keeping the title as of now for like best photos on a cell phone. And now, my goodness, the front camera, the front camera for video, folks, and photo is on another level. It's on another level, man. I mean, it is on. I did some, these are all photos that I was taking with the phone, just kind of testing it out. These photos are good, man. Good at best. Or I should say great at the least. Quick distraction for the phone call. But nonetheless, these photos are great at the least. They have done, I mean, Google has done so good. They're doing so well with these cameras. Like, what's going to be the next thing? The next big thing for them is their zoom. They're starting to do like the zoom camera. But I'm not going to tell you that I think these cameras are just flawless. But these front cameras, man, this is just great quality. But getting into the camera app itself, let me tell you something, man. You're going to get tired of me saying this, but they need to get more pro-like functionality from this camera. Like, meaning the Samsung camera. Like, the Samsung camera app, I hate this, it's got to be probably one of the best camera apps ever. There is so much going on here. It's impeccable. It's just great. I mean, it's everything, folks. It's everything. Google's doing kind of like the basics per se, the things you need, but they can do more because their pricing has gotten up there, son. They've got some serious pricing things going on, and you know they could stand to use some help. They need to do more. This is okay. So look here. Another thing is, I was going to get into their so-called pro settings, but I'm already here, so I'll just talk about it. Their pro settings is this. So if you want to do a 50 megapixel photo, you hit it there. If you want to do RAW, you hit it there, and then you could do your lens selection here. This is something that I don't think anybody is going to come in here and use. Like, regular consumers are not going to come in here and use it. They're just not going to do it, man. So it's just what it is. It's more of it's not a gimmick per se. It's just not this. It's not this. And Samsung's camera app like this is on everything. You got Pro Video. Expert RAW is here. You got RAW over here, but you've got regular Pro mode. You got portrait video, which I won't even get into that. You know, you got dual video. You can add more here if there's anything available. You can see what's available here. You can add that there. I mean, one more, you got the AR zone up there. That's pretty cool back in the day when it first dropped. But, you know, I won't drag this out. Google needs to do more with their camera system and, you know, make it more like, so it sounds bad, but give it some good functionality like this. Because I actually go in there and use my Samsung camera app a lot. I'm always in there doing something, making changes and switches and stuff around. So yeah, this is what you get here with Google. And for the pricing, I'm gonna need a little bit more. There's no other way to say that. I won't even get into the portrait video, the blur video. I won't even beat that horse up. But functionality wise, features and options, software wise, in the camera, it's good. It's good enough, but I want to see more. period. The only place these phones start to fall off is price. And some people start to talk about battery when you think about price. Like they'll say that, you know, for the price, the battery just isn't there. I've heard people say that before. And these are expensive. I got both of these. I didn't want to wait to get shipping. I kept having problems with my orders with Google. For some reason, I had the worst time ordering. My orders were getting canceled. I'm like, what the heck, man? So I gave it up. I was like, forget it. I canceled my order for the Pixel Fold 9 Pro. I just canceled. I was like, forget, screw it. I'm not going to keep waiting on this. They kept pushing it, and they kept on saying we couldn't get your payment right. So I went in, just walked into Best Buy and bought both of these. That's how I got them. I got tired of waiting. I was like, screw this. I'm not going to. Somehow Google just kept canceling my orders and just messing it up. So I said, forget it. But let's move this aside because this isn't about that video. It's about this phone. Long discussion video for you guys. I think that if you want a Pixel and you kind of want that all in one, I'm not taking away from my 9 Pro because they're the same phones. One's just smaller. I prefer the smaller one for daily use, which is why I carry two small. I mean, these are two of my daily drivers, a small iPhone and a small Pixel. These are two of my daily drivers. So I prefer obviously to daily drive those smaller variants. But if I just had to have one phone, because most of the world doesn't have two phones. Yeah, the 9 Pro XL is one I would recommend. I just would. There's no other way to say it. If you just have one phone and you want that all in one, you're looking at it. So it's actually been 2 full months of use with this thing. And I'm more and more impressed every time I pick it up. And now that Android 15 is here, there's no problems with software anymore. Everything is flowing right along. The performance is good. It's better, I should say. I'm happy. So it's your man Jay. I hope you guys enjoyed. Lengthy discussion, but I try to be as honest as I can because a phone review is only so much. I can go over the specs and keep showing you the hardware. I can keep talking about it, but I got to use it. And that's what I've been doing. I've been taking lots of photos, doing lots of phone calls too. I don't talk about network much, but the network on these phones are pretty good. I haven't had any problems with the network on either one of these phones that I've been using, the 9 Pro or the 9 Pro XL, even the 9, no issues whatsoever. It's just good. So this is your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yes, I will see you in the next video. Take care.